Hi everyone, Mrs. Gershon here. I'm going to go ahead and read through your words from the left column down and all the way across. So if you want to take a listen, see if you can notice a pattern that you're seeing this week as I'm reading. So our first word up here at the top, we have darkness, carelessness, thoughtful, thankfulness, helplessness, harmless, peacefulness, and happiness. Then I come back up here at the top, graceful, goodness, faithful, painful, illness, worthless, penniless, and plentiful. And then the last column, homeless, colorful, hopeless, weakness, restless, kindness, fearful, and dreadful. So you may have guessed it, we're working with suffixes again this week. We're adding endings onto our words this week. I'm going to go through and talk about those endings and their meanings, and there's also a little twist to our sort. So our first suffix will be ness. So I'm looking up here at our bold words as in darkness. Now dark, our base word, is an adjective. It's a describing word. But when you add ness onto it, it becomes a noun. It becomes a thing, like the darkness. So I'm looking through my words now and I'm noticing that I have happiness. Now again, looking at this, we know this from last week when we were changing happy to happier and to happiest. We dropped the Y and we added an I there. That holds true this week also when you're adding a suffix onto it. So something's not just happy. Happiness is actually a thing. Goodness. We also have illness. We have kindness, weakness, and I think that's it for ness. Now our next suffix is full, which means full of or having. Now I want to be very clear about this because full, when we say full of over here on the right hand side, full has two L's, but when we add the suffix, we're only adding one L, so make sure you remember that. So full of or having. So in the word graceful, that means having grace, kind of like not being clumsy, being very smooth. Then we have thoughtful. We have faithful, being full of faith. Painful, being full of pain or having pain. Plentiful, this is another word that normally the word plenty ends with a Y, but you're dropping the Y and you're adding I when you add that suffix. Colorful, full of color, and fearful, full of fear or having fear, and then dreadful. That means you really don't want to do something. You're full of dread or you have dread. Now our last suffix that we're adding today is less. That means without. You don't have it. So for our bold word up here at the top, homeless, you do not have a home. Hopeless, restless, meaning you're without rest. You can't calm down. I also have worthless. You don't have worth. Penniless. This is another word where penny ends with a Y and you're dropping the Y and adding an I, so you don't have any money, pretty much is what that means. Harmless, without harm. That means you're safe, that whatever you're talking about is safe. And I think that's it for S. Now here's where the tricky part comes in. You can actually have words here that have a combination of suffixes. So in some of these words, you'll start to notice that they are combining less with ness, or they're combining full with ness. It looks here as I'm looking through that whenever you combine suffixes, you're still ending with ness in our list this week, but they're putting full or less in front of it. So in our bold words up top here, we have the word carelessness. Okay, so our base word is care, and then they're adding less and ness to it. So carelessness is actually a thing. And then the less means you're without care. Carelessness. So for instance, Toby was carelessness when it had carelessness when it came to putting together his Lego set. He didn't take care of that. Then we have thankfulness. So our base word is thank. Now that's being full of thanks, but then having thankfulness is a thing. Then we have help, and then you're adding lessness on it. Peace, fullness, and I think that might be it for our combination of suffixes. So that's going to be its own category this week. Any base word that has 2 suffixes added to the end. Again, if you have any questions about the meaning of any of these words, please raise your hand. I will come around and help you. Right now you're going to cut out your words. You're going to place your headings at the top, and you're going to go ahead and sort. Happy sorting!